Good morning, everyone, and well, we will have quite an exciting match today. I'll be casting Switcheroo versus HeyZZy. For the side of Switcheroo, I believe it's King Halo as the starter, and Grimsley as the starter for HeyZZy. So, without further ado, let's talk a bit about the team. So we have Switcheroo in the position where they have to win every single game remaining, which does include this one. And they would have to win a little decisively, would be very helpful. And, well, HeyZZy is not in the playoffs contention anymore, but they can still take down teams that are currently in the playoffs contention, such as Switcheroo, that, have chances remaining. So with that, let's get right into it. So King Halo on the top, Grimsley on the bottom. Game sound, not here yet. But what we do have is the Harpy's Hunting Ground from Grimsley, and King Halo with Yuzu. So the first turn goes with King Halo. Switcher is so loved. Yeah, they are very they are regarded as a very good team within Team Wars. They have won the 8th season of Team Wars and have went to many finals before. I believe just in season 9, up against Switcheroo, up against Diffusion, sorry, when they lost. But grand finals, making it twice and winning once, that's 50% win rate. Alright, so Sonata to be sent to the grave for the skill, plays Mozarta, which does special summon the Chopina, so he did end up having Chopina in the hand, but that's not the worst considering his setup, which allows him to completely extend, especially with the 2 back row. However, Grimsley is going second, and there is a Harpy's Hunting Ground on the field. Not anymore though. Are we gonna see anything else to be chained? Nothing for now. Will this channeler actually resolve though? Because at times he will do summon a channel to bait out some form of negation, even if they have no Harpy card in hand. Although it's probably not the case here. Usually the chance to start with channeler, maybe of like 60%. But you usually do have that discard fodder, right? No. Okay. Yeah. King Halo straight into battle. Chopina first. 3 back row. One of them could very well be TTH. And it targets the 2 big monsters. Considering one of the Maestra monsters has to go to the grave, there is the possibility for the Necrofusion to be activated. However, obviously this turn, you are unable to attack with the monster. And well, Grimsley, back to him now. Considering he didn't have Harpy fodder last turn, maybe there's a higher chance that he does top deck into a Harpy card this turn and successfully attempts to resolve the channeler effect. Switcheroo's camp has 51k gems, while HeyZZy's camp has only 10k. That's quite the decisive margin. I will remind you guys that there is only 1 more minute of predictions. So if you have some gems, if you want to bet them on someone, on some team, you have 1 more minute. Yeah, Grimsley has been thinking for quite a long amount of time. If I were him and I top decked a Harpy card, I would have for sure just activated channel effect. So this is an indication, right, guys? Where he... Alright, he did top deck a Harpy card. It's not a monster though, which is awful to say the least. In this situation, any monster he could have top decked, that would have been the Feather Rest with the draw 2 live, but now he's gonna have to just slowly but surely push for game. There is the possibility though of an OTK thanks to this Egotist. However, there are at least two monsters, two Melodious monsters in the grave. There is Necrovision that can be activated. King Hale could also have his own TTH. These are two cards that could save him right now. Grimsley opted not to go for... Oh, okay. An eye for an eye, a TTH or a TTH. Flawlessness from the hand though can at least make sure that there is some form of follow-up or recursion with this Oracle. It's going to attack directly and... well, that's it. Only two cards, soon to be three, for the side of Grimsley. And King Halo just as well with 3, and we know one. That is Sonata, which can get over this Oracle. Top deck first movement solo, that's a great way to start. Can easily add back one of the big girls if need be. And you also have a Sonata in hand. That's gonna be two monsters at least, so plays around the Book of Moon in order to destroy at least this Harpy Oracle. Are we gonna see something more though? There is still one card that was top deck in the previous turn. We do not know exactly what it is. If it was a back row, I'm sure King Halo would have said it. So it could be something like a score. Perhaps a Soprano. On that turn 3 he didn't have enough monsters to... Okay, it was a back row. It was a back row. Okay, and there's the Book of Moon. Shibara immediately is gonna chain and try to get rid of, I suppose, some... well, all of the Harpies monsters, because there is the Feather Rest that we know in hand. You cannot see the Hourglass. Yeah. No legal cheating tricks and tips for now. Okay, back to Grimsley now. Oracle once again. That is pretty good. You do have Cyber Slash now with the Feather Rest live. That is 3 monsters. And well, that's a draw too. Normal Summon has already been used. And currently there is no way to make it lethal unless he top decks into an Oracle that he did return. Are we going to see it? For now, no. Not even a back row. Battleface Soulsness activating to Simorg of Darkness one time? Too hopeful. Alright, I suppose you would go for the Feather Rest once again. There is no better card to add right now. There is a Harpy Sounding Around, which isn't the most useful. And Egotist, well... if he could be running just one Lady 1. Or rather, Harpy Lady. Nonetheless, the top deck card on turn 3 was a movement solo, so he top decked first movement solo 2 turns in a row. Obviously exactly what you want to see, and I think this could be extremely into King Halo's favor now. Soprano gonna activate and fuse for what I'm assuming is Shibera or Bloom Prima if he happens to have lethal. Badages his own TTH, that's a very good play. You want to make your TTH live, especially if you top decked into 1. And now, well, you also banished the Egotist and the Harpy Signing Ground, so this is why this matchup is a lot more scary than people give it credit for. Harpies, yeah, they can easily return a Bloom Diva, but against Shuberta, there's not a whole lot you can do. And while this Channeler certainly is a good way to start up things, does give you 3 materials for that Harpy's Feather Rest that we know he has once again in the hand. We'll be going for yet another Cyber Slash. Feather Rest to be activated, and well, this is where the set card from King Halo has to come in clutch. Something like a Necrofusion. Something like perhaps a TTH. But it's going to be Chalice. And Bukamoon in response to the Cyber Slash, which makes it so that it does return to the extra deck because Chalice... Oh my god. Did he time out? I think he timed out, guys. That was like way too instant. Oh my god, that's heartbreaking. It was his game. Damn. Okay, and we do have a repeat to be used. So once again, we will be seeing this Harpies of Grimsley up against King Halo's Melodious. We added the Scourge real quick. Bada boom, bada bing, instantly. And as well the repeat. Yeah, that was big oof there. But not banishing a Cyber Slash with the first Shibata was a long term. Yeah, because he managed to recycle it over and over. I actually think, yeah, he banished every single non-Cyber Slash Harpy Lady he had, or including Cyber Slash, and Cyber Slash was not banished. So that's a very good observation there, Nagwan. Because he managed to summon Cyber Slash 3 times, and 2 times, I believe, he managed to use Feather Rest with draw 2. So that's probably something that King Halo has to keep in mind moving forward. So, nonetheless, Oracle this time around as the starter for Grimsley, not exactly what you want to see. It says connection failed. Oh, on every single match it says that connection failed. It is a bug from Konami that hasn't been fixed for quite an amount of months. And it will be just the Oracle with the set to pass HHG back to hand. That's gonna leave a lot of room for King Halo to set up, especially with that top deck Mystical Space Typhoon. Targets, I believe, the rightmost card. If I didn't miss it, I just missed it, but there is a Swallow's Nest, so at least it's chainable. It's not something that you, if you get hit with it, you probably lose, like a Book of Moon or a TTH. Right, Perfumer. Ought to add the Egotist. We now know 2 cards in Grimsley's hand. And we can probably deduct that the last card is another Harpy that cannot, you know, special summon itself easily. Soprano. Also, hello guys. Good to see you guys checking out this match before this whole day of Timur's action starts to unfold. We'll be having like, I don't know, 7, 8 games going down at the same time, and it is week 9, so it is that 1 week closer to the decider of the playoffs, and apparently Switcheroo are fighting for that. They have to win these 2 games of week 9 and week 10. Sonata to be sent. Shopina is gonna add back the Sonata. And with that, we have quite a threatening board that does play through a TTH, at least to destroy this Perfumer. Although any normal summon of Harpy with the Egotist can mean the Cyber Slash. Prano, though, will be fusing. We'll be using Shopina. Goes for the Bloom Diva. Well, let's leave this animation just for the first time of this match, because we surely will be seeing it like 9 more times. At the very least. You can bet on that. Nonetheless, this is currently lethal. On the board, there is 1 set. If there is even just 1 book, even just 1 TTH, this will no longer be game. And oh my god, it's a Swallow's Nest. Well, I guess we will be going to game 3 immediately. And King Halo, well, that's going to be a very good start for Switcheroo. 2-0 with the repeat being used. That's extremely favorable if you're in this situation. And, well, at this point, if you are hashtag, you have to ponder what to send in, because your heart piece didn't quite pay off. And King Halo did manage to get quite the hand there with the double Sonata to basically just go for game on that turn. Gambling, perhaps, on the fact that there was no TTH, there was no Book of Moon. Alright, let's check out some of the games that will be starting also pretty soon. So we have BR Meta up against Shadow Games Links. BR Meta, I believe, is also 4-4. And the other game that should be starting pretty soon is going to be between Uchihas and YGL, Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Life. And I'm actually quite excited for that one. Uchihas is 6-2 currently. YGL is in the very hard division of Zexal Field, but they are 5-3. So this win matters a hell of a lot to them. Uchihas are safe for now, 6-2. There's not a whole lot of teams that are 6-2 or better. 6-3, you know, it's like that margin. In fact, for the wildcard standings, we have Duel Links Taiwan and Uchihas being the only 6-2 teams that are fighting for those upper 5th to 8th spots. And holy, Duel Links Taiwan has quite a lot of RD. Also, another fun fact about Duel Links Taiwan, they will be facing Duel Links LATAM later today. Duel Links Taiwan versus Duel Links LATAM inside Duel Links Timors. Pretty cool match. welcome guys. It's a pleasure to actually cast this match. Switcheroo, hashtag. Pretty good teams. We all know how dominant Switcheroo has once been. They can still make it. They usually excel in these situations where there is a lot of pressure. There is something that they have to obtain, and what better time is it than now? Alright, Mr. Panda coming to the table. Let's go. So this is the first counter deck brought in by HeyZZy. We already see My Valentine, so we can probably easily deduct what deck it could be. Oh! 30 cards! That is very interesting here. However, King Halo does have the optimal starter, or rather one starter card of the first movement solo. There goes for the Shiberta. And with that, we will be ending on just one set. Back to Mr. Panda now. So there is the main, there is the Chandler here, Book of Moon, imminent. Are we gonna see a Soul's Nest in the 30 cards? Yes, we will, of course. There's your interruption going bye-bye, but there is still Shiberta. That could cause some trouble. HeyZZy also says goodbye. Usual classic Harpy combo there. Opts to go for the Egress to, you know, not have a dead rest. Although he chooses to go for it beforehand. Which could, you know, be very good because, you know, Spider is game here. And that's exactly what will happen. So, Spider per game, and just like that, we will be going for the 4th duel. Quite a quick sack, I suppose, for a quick sack of the previous game. And, well, the counter deck paid off. S in the chat. If you are on the side of Switcheroo, of course. If you are on the side of HeyZZy, rejoice. There's your first win for now. I need to quickly take a look at the match report. Or rather, create the match report right now, because I'm also making it. We'll be heading back to the game now. So the second deck of King Halo, you have Melodious. You expect to lose to Harpies. So the best counter deck for Harpies could be something like a Lunalight. 20 cards, Yamayugi indicates quite a lot of things. It could indicate Gaia, it could indicate your Senchu, which is also said in the community to be a pretty good Harpy counter. However, it's a little less desirable in the Teamers format. Haven't seen it quite as often. But we will be seeing it soon after Mr. Panda's turn ends. One set. You know, his hand in the previous game, that was quite a 20 cards variant of Harpy's hand with the Soul's Nest and Chandler discard, whatever. And well, now we're gonna see the Hysteric Sign being popped, and that's just gonna be an insane follow-up for the next turn. As the Chandler, I suppose you add the discard photo now with, oh, or you can add the Featheress directly. And I suppose the last card you add is the Oracle. You do want that that immediate follow-up. Or Harpist. Okay, so once again another recursion card, something that can get you to something else. Harpist can add, you know, that Oracle, that Perfumer for the Chandler fodder. And it's actually going to be Gaia for King Halo's second deck. That's a very interesting pair. Melodious and Gaia. I haven't seen that in previous games thus far. starts with the Gaia field spell as well. Alright, so he, earlier on, he added Origin. That already tells me he's got a pretty good hand already that contains the Magical Knight. And obviously you add Dragonfire here. Dragonfire, the Forbidden effect will also activate to destroy the Hunting Ground. I say Forbidden effect because it's like the most random effect that usually never activates, but in this instance it does activate. So imagine something like full power Thunder Dragon Gold Sarcophagus. You know, did you know that you can actually add back the card you banish off of the Gold Sarc? I didn't either. Right, he does a little convoluted combo with the Origin to special summon itself and tribute itself for the guy, the Magical Knight. This does put King Hill with 2 unknown cards still. There's something chainable here. There could be stuff like Divine Wrath, that 30 cards Harpies play. It's not very uncommon to see those discard traps. It's actually, you know, very common. Stuff like Karma Cut, stuff like Ultimate Providence. Not Ultimate, Divine Wrath, I meant to say. Although, well, nah. Not really, because Ultimate Providence is not that flexible. And finally there is the Book of Moon to be activated after Dragonfire's effect will be resolving to pop the field spell, not to fuse. There's the attack, there's the set as well from King Hell, and now back to Panda. So we know he has a Channeler, a Harpist, and a Feather Rest within these 4 cards. Really ideally here you want the Swallow's Nest. And that becomes even more apparent now. Oh, no chain, no nothing, no delay. No legally cheating tips and tricks here. So, oh, that's gonna be it. He's gotta have a full monster hand. And, well, we know just how much Gaia can just eat through those. There's Soldier being revealed to add Dark Flare, so if that's not an indication that we're going for game this turn, I don't know what is. Got a Magical Knight of Dragons sending onto the field. Says goodbye to that Channeler, should be tributed for the Soldier. Soldier can even, like, you know, tribute itself, get Magical Knight, and, you know, fuse again. And then go for Dark Flare, but obviously you also have the Origin. Like, there's gaming like a million ways here, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, King Halo will win once again. Here's hoping that Mr. Panda's second deck could be able to deal with Gaia. Else, it's going to be quite in the favor of Switcheroo at that point, because even if you come in with your counter pick and manage to get King Halo down, well, they have 8 more decks remaining to perhaps destroy not just your deck that is, you know, at the table right now, but also your second. Thus, this is a must-win now for Mr. Panda, and Melodious, not sure. I actually haven't seen this matchup a whole lot of the time as I was streaming, so I'm not actually quite sure who's in the favor here. Maybe someone in the chat can help me. That's a very nice mat, actually. The one from Mr. Panda. Whoa. I'm so glad I have this one. I believe we got multiple mats from the previous event with Declan. Like there was that one for the fusion, that one for the synchro, that one for exceeds. And I suppose this one is the fusion one, since you know it's purple. First movement solo. Pretty good card to start with. Konami intern. Only problem with the mat is it doesn't remind me what game I'm playing. Konami intern battle. Yeah, that is the problem, I suppose. But at the very least, King Halo is you know, is reminding us at least what game we're playing right now. And wait, where did it disappear? No. Okay, we're not playing this again. Okay, this is the first time out of the 9 that I called out earlier. There's a slight issue, guys. Just trying to fix it. Okay, we good now. So, he activated the Galloping Guy. Once again, hard drawn. Not sure what was revealed, but he does get to add Dark Flare as a result of that, which already, like, you know, tells us that he's got the Curse of Dragonfire in the hand. And once again, Book of Moon, get rid of that Dragonfire, no fusion for you. And while Bloom Diva's still gonna sit prettily on the field. Oh, no back row from King Halo. How does Gaia get over Bloom Diva? I'm not quite sure. I suppose you have the Chalice. Not right now, but I suppose you would have the Chalice to help with Bloom Diva. Yeah, like Chalice is quite the best card here, considering, you know, it's okay. There was a delay as soon as the Curse of Dragonfire was flipped face up, so either this back row here is something that can be activated during the damage step. Either that or there is a score in Panda's hand. Galloping Gaia activates again. Once again, adding the Gaia, the Magical Knight. Ooh, Archfiend Eccentric can get rid of that back row. Let's see. This would be the first step in trying to get rid of the Bloom Diva. Ooh, gets rid of that TTH. I mean, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's better not to activate a TTH here. However, there is still the Origin in the hand, which can be used as tribute fodder for the Magical Knight. That means there is a fusion summon that can come through, but unless there's a Chalice or a Book of Moon involved, that's not going to be the most useful here. There's a Dragonfire, so he will be going ahead to fuse. Magical Knight of Dragons, of course, and oh, there's the Chalice. There's the challenge, guys. It was alright, a top deck card. Magical Knight of Dragons. Gonna get rid of that. And with that, that's just game. Thanks to the origin in the graveyard. No, nothing for you. And goddamn, that was once again disgusting. Vinny redeeming a free Timur subscription. Hello to you. We're gonna have to wait on Taha for that. But yeah, you'll get it later. Promise. So 4-1. Give me one moment, guys. Alright, guys, yeah, so I was talking, this particular duel between King Halo and Mr. Panda's second decks, it was so important, because if Hashtag was to win, they would have been in a position where they wouldn't immediately get countered, right? Because if you go in with this counter deck, maybe, most likely you are expected to win against King Halo, and then they have 8 decks to choose from to come back and destroy you, and that's already like 5-2 scoreline. So yeah, quite rough indeed. In the meantime, both of the other games at 9 AM have started between Uchiha's and Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Life, as well as BR Meta against Shadow Gameslings. So make sure to check those if you are interested in those games. But in the meantime, Iznik will be coming to the table and will be starting the fight. Alright, I suppose this is Blue Eyes. Iznik. Or is that Iznik? Thanks to the N with the accent. I'm not sure how this particular letter is called. But you know, you do see it in Spanish speaking languages, in Spanish speaking countries. Or rather in Spanish. Unless Iznik's first turn, what's it gonna be the start? It's gonna be the Sage with the cards of consonants. Is it gonna be the cards of consonants hard opened with the Ancients? Perhaps, you know, just a Sage with a Blue Eyes alternative? Well, there's the alternative. Pass. Alright, okay. This is the third duel in a row. King Halo opens, you know, the field spell. Interesting sight indeed. Anyway, does do the convoluted combo once again. This time around, he won't be using anything. So he is intending to go perhaps for Magical Knight. Wait, do you run the Spyro Spear Strike here? If yes, that's going to be huge against this particular matchup. Although quite a few people have dropped it. I may have missed what he revealed. Maybe that's an issue. Alright, I guess he hard opened that because he did go ahead with, you know, adding Curse of Dragonfire. So yeah, you're right, that's just game. King Halo, once again, haven't won. Wow. And immediately, hashtag switching to another deck perhaps. Yeah, Dark Flare wasn't needed, but I suppose there are more ways to lethal with Gaia. Especially considering, you know, you're up against just the alternative. Now immediately going into the second game between these two. Games have been going so fast, I kind of forgot to fill out the match report. Not like it's particularly that hard to do that. Yeah, I have a pretty good memory. Alright, oh, Jesse, what the... 25 cards. You know, Jesse has the Tided Binds. We know he has Grit. Let me check if I didn't... Okay, yeah, it's Grit. Okay. There's only one deck in the meta that runs Grit. We all know what it is. It's the best deck. Can you guys guess it? Yeah, there's quite a few Witchcrafter players during, you know, during the season that like always seem to bring that that Witchcrafter, and we all know of Mr. W's endeavors with that deck. Managing to win quite a couple of games yesterday in their match up against rookies, where they managed to win 10-4. But enough about that Witchcrafter. This Witchcrafter opened the Lightning Vortex to deal with the Gaia, and that leaves us with 3 cards remaining in the hand. Discarded a collaboration as a result, and will discard the Unveiling to go into what I'm assuming is Ver, unless... Alright, there's the Ver. that's right, Poppy. Chat is woke now. Alright, King Halo. Let me check once again. What exactly did he add? He added the Curse of Dragonfire previously. Once again, he hard opened the field spell. Oh my god. Literally opened the field spell every single game. No. Okay. I think we know his hand. Soldier. Soldier. Okay, I don't think we know his hand. We know one card at least. That's progress. But yeah, at this point it's quite hard to see how Gaia can deal with this. Galloping Gaia has already activated. It didn't successfully resolve, so even if he had a monster right here to return, and we know he has a monster to return for the skill, well, he is unable to activate Gaia. The field spell, that is. Once again, we know 2 cards in his hand. Those are Collaboration and Unveiling. However, he will not go for game. Now it's very easy to try to lose track here of the objective, you know, to win the game, and play it as a Witchcrafter player should, you know, a prolonged game where you have the resources over your opponent, and Gaia certainly isn't a deck that can always have that recursion available. Unlike Witchcrafter, which always has a Patronus to shovel back whatever. You have the little girls that always, you know, can banish themselves for amazing effects. You know, have Jenny, the Jenny play where you go for Heliopolis and then you go for game with Ver and Heliopolis on the board. You have Shmira, which, you know, literally is a foolish burial in a deck that loves foolish burials. And you know, Pitori with a nice little Duel Links effect for yourself. Get rid of a brick, perhaps, but yeah, that's the biggest issue, you know. Trying to get started with Witchcrafters, and Isnik managed to open 2 techs, I suppose, with Lightning Vortex and the MST. But finally, we are due to seeing something from King Halo. Ver attempts to activate Book of Moon will be resolving onto Gaia, and well, that's no longer going to negate the Gaia due to it being face down. This only negates face up monsters. So if there wasn't, once again, another benefit to how important Book of Moon is in a matchup like this, well, you have it now. There's a Dragonfire to fuse for the guy. The Magical Knight of Dragons can easily swing over that Tori, and we know he has Soldier in hand as well. Tori obviously will be getting itself rid of the field, and that's going to be the end phase. Not quite sure who has the advantage currently, but I'm expecting Isnik to just pass, return 2 spells to the hand. You have the Masterpiece in the grave, you have another set. If that's Patronus, that's the 3rd spell you add to the hand. And by that point, I don't think King Halo can keep up with that. And here comes the end phase. Back to King Halo. I believe that is the soldier. We have seen it before, haven't we? Either he runs 2, or he used the soldier to return, you know, for the field spell. There's Patronus. Will successfully resolve. And add a 3rd spell, which probably is Holiday, to the hand. Alright, so he will be switching on to the defensive now, considering there are quite a lot of field spells, but still, Isnik needs to get rid of that Gaia somehow, some way. Else he's just unable to get to the battle phase. Now, he will do exactly that. And you, oh my god, this is gonna negate the attack loss. However, this does make Gaia the Dragon Champion to no longer be on the field. That means that he can go into the battle phase and try to swing. As mentioned, yeah, Isnik did not do this negation effect in the standby phase, which resulted in him having his Ver popped, which is actually very bad, because if the Magical Knight of Dragons was negated at the right time, he could have went to the Heliopolis, he could have discarded, or rather detached, one of the verse, probably one of the monsters in. There is no monster in hand. But nonetheless, like, you have the Holiday, you have the Jenny, you have a Masterpiece. There are many ways to for this duel to have potentially been in your favor. We haven't seen any TTH from Halo. Although with King Halo's type of luck, maybe we could see it. It wasn't due to activate right now. It is going to make Iznik pay for this effect. Masterpiece immediately chaining so that Heliopolis doesn't, you know, tribute itself. This does mean that he's most likely going to destroy just one. It better be the monster. Because we do know that there is one soldier in the hand. And well, with that, currently lethal on the board. One set, however, oh, top deck MST. What's it gotta be? This has to be a Book of Moon. If it's a TTH, maybe this could have been played differently. It's a Oasis of Dragon Souls. Oh my god. King Halo chose to keep it, and I mean, who plays around, you know, a second MST? Was this a second? It was a second MST, guys, so. Just like that, Iznik takes the game. 5-2, finally King Halo's starting streak is over. And with that, hashtag can just rest a little more easy. What's up, Kaki? What's good? Alright, and we are due to see someone from Switcheroo to come in. Oh, that MST though, that was quite the deciding factor there. Okay, Shuhei, or Shuhei rather, has entered the room. Quite fast. I didn't expect it to be this fast, considering, you know, this ad. And alright. Once again, Grit up against Melodious. That is an interesting matchup. Do you send Melodious into Witchcrafter? I'm trying to think, right, about the Ver and Score interaction here, because whichever one takes precedence, I think that's the one who wins this matchup. Like, you can say all you want, Ver negates Bloom Diva, so it's over. But you can also say Shuberta banishes the field spell, the Witchcrafter spells, and it's over. Turn player priority. Okay, so that means that Melodious... No, it's literally it's literally both of them that are at an advantage and disadvantage simultaneously. Nonetheless, he is doing some plays that I actually never seen before. Ostinato plays the Mozara from the deck, specials the Chopina from the hand, obviously, because we always open with Chopina. Quite sad that he had to send Shuberta for it. I suppose his other two cards in hand As long as score is chaining 1, Melodious just win. Can you even chain though? Like, I think in damage calculation... Oh, okay. Okay, I see it now. Well, nonetheless, this is the second Shiberda. This is why you need 3 Shiberdas. For this kind of scenarios where you just open one of the big girls. Well, you open Chopina. And yeah, you have this kind of setup. MST, once again. Damn, this Witchcrafter playing 2 MST. Necrofusion. Oh, that can be the third Shuberta, but it can also be a Bloom Diva if Shuai wants to be safe. It will be the third and last Shuberta. How do you get through this? How do you get through this? He can literally just banish right now if he wants to. But I suppose, okay. Yeah, he can just, you know... Yeah, this time around he didn't open Vortex. And Shuberta, you know, bye-bye. Banishes his own Necrofusion, make that TTH live, 4 fusion turns. Ver, at this point, it's not gonna do much. That's something for sure at this point. This is bullying, indeed. Bully crafters. This time around, they are not the ones bullying, but the ones that are getting bullied. Chopina to add. I think Soprano is like the only okay, I missed that. Sonata. Add a little follow-up, a little extender. Where, I mean, that's exactly what you want, right? Banish as many witchcraft spells as possible, and like, he has to have something, right? Okay. There's the second holiday. Oh my god. Patronus to beat. Oh no, it's in the damage calculation. Or is it? No, it's sorry guys, it's the negation effect. Why is there a negation effect? Oh, it's a turn player priority. Never mind. As I just learned earlier, it's a turn player priority, and well, thanks to that, it's just game. After the grid. Yeah, grit. Well, there's not much you can do. Like, even this Shiberta. This Shiberta has her effect, you know. She can activate again, right? This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. That thing got negated. So, you know. What does this even do? Oh yeah, add MSC. That's so powerful. Wow. Oh no. Is Nick? Oh. This is sad to watch, dude. Banish, banish, banish. Where this time around you weren't enough. Score, I suppose, is the superior lol in this matchup. 6-2-2. Should I continuing what King Halo started? Okay, Well, now we know why Melodious is such a tough matchup. You know, Shubara into your word cannot negate me, else I banish you, Shubara. No, just a daily occurrence, just another day in the office, let's say, for this deck, Melodious, being very unfair for rogue decks that don't have an out to it. That is why, nowadays, each time you make a deck, it has to be under the mindset of, does my deck have an out to Bloom Diva? Okay, Naviella, not Navilera, will be entering. Harpines, Naviella. Okay. 22 cards, Shuhei going first. First Moment Solo, that's a very good starter. Anything that, you know, gets you to the big girls, maybe a fusion. As well as some set spells or traps. Well, that's a pretty good setup. Score is quite a handicap, so as I just mentioned earlier, whenever you make a rogue deck, you have to ask yourself, do I have Bloom Diva outs? You also have to take into account score. So even if you negate that Bloom Diva somehow, some way, if your main out is negation, if you intend to go over it by battle, you're not gonna have a fun time due to score. Anyway, Channeler. Keep in mind, Shubara can chain block that Cyber Slash, and obviously can get rid of the materials for Harpy's Feather Rest, or even the Harpy related spells, such as the Feather Rest, such as the Egotist. Channeler, no effect. Soul's Nest. Why go Shubara? Because of that. You chain block, you get rid of the Feather Rest. You have nothing in the graveyard. And I suppose you really are hoping for that score to be in hand. I'm just a little more puzzled by what Naviella is doing. I'm just assuming he didn't open a Harpy card. Let's see. Now what else? Feather Rest. Well, there's Shubara for that. Yeah, that's never gonna resolve. And now, Naviella has to have another spell in order to get rid of that Shubara and swing over the Sonata. Else, you know, like, Naviella, do you have... At this point, like, your Cyber Slash got denied, your Feather Rest draw 2 got denied. If you have an Oracle that's one useless card, you need to have like 2 set spells or traps here. And it's especially important if there's the TTH there. In this situation, if you had Book of Moon, you would have immediately booked the Shuberta and play with your turn as it should. And now, well, Shuhai has to think of these set spells or traps. Even if there is just one book, that's still somewhat fine. Gets rid of one, Shuberta, attacking Shuberta to be put to face down, returns the other, but now there's a skill. Alright. Gabina attempts to add back that Sonata, but that's not possible. One Chalice, that does mean that the return gets through. Spina negated, but does have the sufficient amount of attack to at least get over that Cyber Slash. And even if there's a second Chalice for your own Cyber Slash, there is still score to fear if there is a score in hand. But it's going to be Book. Huh, that's interesting. Now you start to wonder why Naviola just didn't book or Chalice initially. Why risk Chandler into Swallow's Nest, into getting your shit banished? I don't know. And there's the damage calculation blade. There's the score. Fat 1700 to the face. Shupina can add whatever. But that's only if Naviela lets him do that. Are we going to see an immediate return to hand? No. Shupina will resolve, adding back Sonata. Yeah, Gary, I'm not sure what happened there. Score, damage step, or damage calculation, that's game. Gabe. And Naviola, well, there is the possible choice to repeat here. If need be. We will be having a repeat. So once again, we will be seeing, obviously, as we should, the Harpies versus Melodious matchup. Didn't go into Harpies' favor. So this is where the repeat comes in. Second and last repeat to be used. Let's go. Naviola going first this time around, so if you open that Chandler plus fodder, you now no longer have to worry about that pesky Shuberta. There's one of the pieces. We have seen plenty times this match a player from hashtag opening Chandler but no fodder or no optimal fodder. We have seen Feather Rest to be discarded. We've seen... Thank you. We have seen... I really no discard at all. It's either Feather Rest or no discard. But this time around, we do have the good setup. We do have the draw 2, the luxury so far this match. Some silver lining for HeyZZy. After being down 7-2, that's... It is what it is. King Halo, we must not forget, he was awarded Player of the Week for his 10-1 performance up against Shadow Games Links, which previously, you know, in their first season, Season 9, they made playoffs, and currently are not doing the best. Their game is actually currently going on up against BR Meta, and they are down 0-4. So someone from BR Meta is striking. Regardless, we have seen Egotist as well as Oracle to be put down on the field. Cyber/, bounce your own Oracle here, very good play. You have Oracle to add, you know, literally any of the three. Seems like a pretty hard choice actually. And you have Fodder for a potential Soul's Nest bounce. So that is arguably one of the best turn 1 setups you can have, where you actually utilize Cyber/ bounce effect to have a follow-up for the next turn with Oracle. And well, this is the hard part in where you, I guess, go for the Egotist. I won't be the one to judge. It's quite a hard choice to add. What you could add here. I'm gonna leave it to the good players to decide that. There's first movement solo once again. Feels like every single Melodious player has opened first movement solo. Which is fine, you know. You gotta be goated to open every time. Okay, Sonata as well. That puts the second fodder for a potential fusion for Shuhei. Is there a DTH to be changed to Soprano? Well, not so far. Their second Sonata. Now Soprano will attempt to activate. What are we gonna see here from Naviela? Nothing. So he, I guess, will be waiting. You know, TDH very easily can win the game here. From Songstress to Maestra. Pina immediately activates. You cannot obviously chain to the skills, so this Chopina, I suppose, goes through every time, which is yet another plus of the skill. It's, you know, not just how good it is, but also the interactions that come with it. I suppose one of the downsides of this set interaction is that it counts as a special summon monster, whereas in the past, not every played from deck monster. I'm thinking of Monster Morph Evolution, especially, where, you know, sending off that Red Eyes to special summon the Gandora from your deck, that one does not count as a special summon monster. And thanks to that interaction, your Gandora stays on the field. But this time around, Chopina, or this Chopina in particular, the Maestra played from the skill, it does count as that, so it can be hit by the Lightning Vortex, for example. Not by the Lightning Vortex, it can be hit by, you know, cards that hit special summon monsters. Shuberta getting rid of the Harpy spells and I guess first movement solo, because why not? Attempts to swing. We have seen Chalice, I believe, from Naviela. Have we? Well, nonetheless, Soul's Nest, I believe, was a little telegraphed. There is the possibility to bounce. Not sure why you would not bounce. He will be bouncing the Shuberta. Suppose you do go for that Oracle. Why not? I guess. Why not? You want to get rid of those bad targets still left in your deck. You know, you have an Oracle already in hand, so you want to thin your deck as much as possible of, you know, other Oracles to have that possibility to get into that Channeler, into that Perfumer. If you Soul's Nest into that Perfumer or Channeler, well, That's one less for you to draw into. Because, well, you are trying to play around score here, and... Well, thankfully Cyber Slash took the hit here. Z plus G. What's up? What's up everyone in the chat? Good to see you. Once again, game has been going on for just a little over 1 hour. And it's over halfway done for Switcheroo's favor. They're more than halfway done for the 10th score line. Hashtag though, only 1/5. Quick maths with HeyZZy. Alright, there's the Egoist that we knew he had in the hand. We know he has an Oracle in hand. He could normal summon it. He could... No, not. Because obviously you want to go into Cyber Slash first. Special summon at Oracle for the fodder, and that's even better if you have something like a Soul's Nest, something like even another Harpy. Even another Harpy. Oh my god. What was that? That cannot be a time limit. Right? That would be the second one this match. If he had any Harpy monster, that would be like such a good position. Yeah. Yeah, must be the timeout, I guess. That's the second one of this match though. Hashtag, gotta put yourself together. It's only down to Gamcha Tank for now. And, well, with such a deficit... you know, I'm not believing. I'm not believing much. There is still a glimmer of hope for... I mean, at this point, winning 8 in a row is... I'm not sure if it was ever done in Team Wars history. But... well, there can always be a first. Waiting on Gamcha Tank to join as soon as possible. What a rough loss once again. What was King Halo using? Let me tell you, because I do have the match report written as we're speaking. So King Halo won 2 games with Melodious, then lost to Harpies with 30 cards, and then won the next 3 with Gaia, lost to Witchcrafter. Those are the only 2 losses, Harpies with a 30 cards and Witchcrafter. Every other deck aside from Blue Eyes didn't pay off. That is, you know, part of this triangle or this upper echelon of more represented decks, such as Harpies, you know, with a low card, such as Melodious. We haven't seen a Lunalight thus far from the boys over at Hashtag, but something tells me we're probably not gonna see it anytime soon. Yeah, match report obviously will be out soon as I'm done with finalizing the game, because I'm refereeing, I'm streaming, I'm analyzing literally the whole package. And it's very enjoyable when the matches are short. Especially with a day like this where we will be having like 8 matches going down at the same time. Right, Gamcha Tank now on the table. Is the final push. The final attempt at salvation here. And we see... Is this Resonators? Please don't tell me it's Resonators. 21 cards. Rezo's around like 20. I think it's worth noting actually that that Jack Alice, I believe, has level tuning skill. Was one of the preferred skills. What was it for Dark Lords? Back in earlier in this year, Signature Dark Lords, where you could bluff a couple skills on Jack Atlas. I don't remember which other skill was that you could bluff. I don't think Jack has Dross and Spell Trap. As it, would have been probably used in Thunder Dragon meta. But nonetheless, we're just about to find out, guys. Let's see. Yugi Sleeves, Rex Mat, base combination. Evil Eye. Now I know why. Hashtag kept the best for last. Evil Eye. Okay, adds Medusa. Normal summons it, so I'm assuming he has a Basilius already in the hand. Book. Good night, bye. What did King Hail streak with? 2 of the wins have been with Melodious, 3 of the wins have been with Gaia. He was the starter. And the turn will just be stopped right then and there. Evil Eye is not the worst. Medusa can easily banish the Maestras and force your opponent to, never quite go into Bloom Diva if they could, but issue is Bloom Diva is already on the field. So that is where your return comes in, and well, I guess Shuai's best strategy is to keep that Evil Eye of Selene away from the field and slowly but surely poke with boards full of monsters. One deck was Gaia though. Yep, Melodious and Gaia. As I stated earlier, 2 of the wins have been with Melodious and 3 of the wins have been with Gaia. 2 and 3. Shuberta using the Bloom Diva. I suppose it's a Maestra, and that puts Kamchatang on only 1100. I'm surprised he took this attack from Shuberta. Nora sounds the Basilius he already had in hand. Oh no. Like at this point, these set spells are traps. Yeah, I was going to say these have to be bluffs. Else, he would have for sure denied that attack. Oh, there's the defeat. There's 2 of the monsters being returned. But I guess you banished the Medusa here at least. Could this be game in any way, shape, or form? Since the Selene, he has only 100 life points remaining. That is sufficient for game. 4,300 to the face. Basilius, good night, bye. Shuhai. More like Shubai. Kamchatang wins. What a win. What a way to win, by the way. Hola, Mr. Streamer. I just wanted to preach the word of Majestic Light with Heretics. It serves many purposes with the deck. It helps you unbrick and serves an tribute fodder for you turn 1 if you don't have a set. I'm just trying to spread the word and as much as possible. Spread the word. Spread the word, guys. Spread the word of Majestic Light Heretics. Now. Anyway. We will be having what I'm assuming Harpies as the second deck. With such a triangle meta, you want to have that pair of 2 decks from that triangle. You have Harpies, you have Melodious, you have Lunas. We haven't seen Lunas thus far though. We have seen other decks that could fulfill that role of Lunas. So yeah. Hola, guys. One sec, guys, I need to deal with something real quick. This Sugar Born is facing who? The Legends, okay. Alright guys, sorry about that. So, hold on once again guys, let's return to the game. Something happened. I saw the confrontation banishing, or rather destroying the Harpy Sunning Ground. Medusa does have the Celine equipped to her. That means that Featherist obviously probably is not gonna go through. Unless there's a channel here. Channel with the discard fodder. It's going to be Harpist, okay. Interesting. Malevolent Sin, okay. Okay, Korbach, that's very nice. This puts 3 monsters on the grave at least, I guess, for that purpose. Alright, Lean gains her effect. I see Celine like it's a her, like the the equip spell. I guess Celine is like the, I don't know. I don't know the evil eye lord, dude. Any Z plus Gears in the chat to help out with the lore. Nonetheless, Medusa. Obviously, mandatory effect, you have to banish one card from your grave. It's going to be the confrontation. That makes you so that you gain 500 attack thanks to that lean. Gorgoneo can add the defeat. That just makes it so Shuhai probably is never going to have a good way to get to that Cyber Slash board of his. And while he added Egotist, wait, where's Hunting Ground? Oh, it's banished? Oh my god, on the duel it said destroys. Wow. Okay, banish that destroyed card. Why not just put it like that? Okay, dude. Thank you for fooling me to a log. Now I'm looking like a fool. Okay. Nonetheless, that just plays into the defeat. Is he gonna do it? No, not for now. I'm not sure what Gunshotang intends to do here. He could just, you know, sit. Oh, discard Scato. That's optimal discard. Now, even if there was a Harpy Sunning Ground, well, if he had only one Harpy normal summon, that Celine would still be through. As the field spell, that means he could add the Basilius. Basilius can mill one. Could also add a Medusa, and that way you do add another field spell for the next turn. Medusa getting bigger, getting thicker, as you guys would say. Defeat. And that's the 3900 and he will be adding defeat once again. Where's his HeyZZy? It is banished because there was that confrontation that was activated, and currently it's little on the board because I'm not even in a million years thinking how this attack is not going to go through. And well, Gotcha Tang got 2 wins as the last player thus far. Stops HeyZZy's streak potential, and well, that's 2 more wins. Evil Eye. Goated. What was that? Harpies low cards, I believe. Like a low amount of cards. Yeah, today is not the best day for Harpies. Let me check actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of the 12 wins were gathered by non-Harpy decks. Only win Harpies got was from a 30 cards Harpies. Not the standard Harpy you see running rampant with the 20 to 22 cards. Melodious has grabbed most of the wins with 5 to their name, thanks partially to King Halo's first deck and HeyZZy's deck that he used to grab the most wins with. But yeah, you could say Harpies is not winning. Stove coming to the table. I'm expecting Harpies again. You know, it's kind of free. If you have the Harpies Hunting Ground field spell, we all know how good it is. But Gotcha Tang once again will be going first, and this is where going first versus second really matters. Really stop they win. I don't know when TPC wakes up and you know, realize that there's more than 4 decks in the meta. I mean, tier 3 water and Yosenju, and like you never see those around. I mean, DDD was the second most represented deck at MCS. It's gotta be tier 2, right, guys? Yeah, I'm memeing, guys. But Gotcha Tang, nothing on turn 1. That's a loss, right? If there is a channeler. Stop going second. Like there's 60.8% chance to open channeler, 60.8 or no 0.8. That's when going first, 50.8. But like 60% to literally open channeler or Soul's Nest with a Harpy. That's a little low, but you have so many Harpies. And so it's thinking like, he gives me the impression he doesn't have channeler or a way to get to it. Or, you know, even thinking if Gotcha Tang has something to potentially stop an attack, because I don't know, I've never seen an Evil Eye player perhaps run something like a hand trap. But yeah, you start to wonder what kind of hand such a consistent deck like Evil Eye opened for you to play absolutely nothing. Oh man, is he thinking? There you go. There's the channeler. And there's Souls. Okay, there is no discard fodder. That was the issue. There is still a way to get game, but it requires another Soul's Nest and it requires Oracle. So quite the 4-card, 5-card combo. I don't know how many I listed. But yeah. Because he chose to go for it, I'm thinking like that's the best line of play here. Because you can make Ganjadang kill himself with Selene effects. Two set cards. Are we gonna see a third? Oh. Damn. Alright. Okay, so currently Ganjadang has sufficient life points for two effects once Selene is up. One set. Oh my god. Is this like gonna be it? Oh, okay. Storm. Keep in mind this is like non-targeting, so... Ooh! That's a play if I've ever seen one. Gets rid of all the back row thanks to that CC. CC gets rid of one, Storm will get rid of two. Sov will be left naked. Banishes the book, and with Storm he destroys MST and Hysteric Party. Basilius. You can send something. You know, the Searcher, Gorgoneo. But what more is there to do past that? I suppose you could opt for that return, and I'm guessing that that set is a return, but you know, literally any monster top decked, and that's just sad for Ganjadang. Let's see, we're still in the draw phase, guys. We are still in the draw phase, and instantly defeat is to be activated. That makes it so Cyber Slash can return the Basilius, although that's, you know, not the best play, because like literally any attack here is game, and you don't want to give another avenue for your opponent to try to come back from that. Any monster here is just game. I'm just... There you go, Oracle. That was a sad break, but quite the cool moment there with a store into CC, clearing the back row, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. That puts Switcheroo on match point. Ganjadang will be switching to his second deck. Here's to see if he's got any spice left. Both of you guys, Jojo and Gary, said the same thing at the same time. That's quite interesting. Yeah, if it was MST, would have been nice. Would have left him with 100 life points left. Okay. So there are no more repeats left for hashtag, so he has to switch to the second deck, which we will be seeing just now. Alright, we see Yami-Yugi, indication of a lot of things in the current meta. 21 cards. Okay, so classical turn 1 setup from Sov. There we go, there is that Feather Rest. It's just a question of how many back row we can top. If you can top that Oracle, that would be great. Does make that Soul's Nest live. There is the Oracle that he already had in the hand. And with that, well, that's like one of the best turn 1 setups you can have with Harpies. You can easily add that Harpies Hunting Ground, and well, if you expect your opponent to be something like a Gaia, you would obviously want that Harpies Hunting Ground in this position. But what is that? Is that a Tenki? Are we gonna see some Yosenju Spies from Gajdang? Or is it gonna be classical Luna? And it's Luna's. He has the Emerald Bird. Huh, quite the second deck here. Very useful. Obviously, Harpies countering Evil Eyes is a given. And what better deck than Luna's to use to counter that? Luna Life Fusion, Cyber Slash will attempt to bounce which of the ones? Okay, it will be itself, it will not be the Martin. Yeah, Liz on the side of Gamjatang, main deck Chalice. We have seen this happen previously, most notably in Meteor's Shriek, where he managed to get like 3 wins, I believe it was, with this Chalice deck. Crimson Fox, send that bad girl to 0. And if you also open the purple butterfly, that's just game right then and there. If there is no Book of Moon involved, of course. But he will be opting to swing for that Oracle, which is a very good play here. You want to get rid of the level 4 monsters. You do not want to get rid of the level 8. Sol can try to get rid of his own level 8. That is for certain. But still, it's very good at... he did not just go for the damage there. He went for the longer term play. The play that allows him to be, you know, in the best winning position possible. There's another set card, there's the Martin gone, and once again, we have round 2 of Cyber Dancer up against Cyber Slash. Oh, hello Vista, God. You guys are gonna be playing in less than 2 hours against Duel Links Latum. May the best Duel Links named team win. Here is the White Rabbit, there is the Martin in the grave. White Rabbit easily returning 2 set spells or traps in engine back row quote unquote removal. And it's gonna go through. This is the preparation for the rank 4. Which one will it be? I suppose something like a Tiger King could be pretty useful. Just, you know, maybe it would appear to be something a little more overextending, but there's still a Fox in the Grave for Gamja. No need to worry much. Rank for imminent. There's the Tiger King. Has 2400 attack thanks to the tankies rather. And I suppose this is where you add that purple butterfly. This would make it so it would be game if Tiger King successfully swings. And thanks to Cyber Slash being negated, that back row has to be something like a Book of Moon. Not even a TTH helps here. There's the purple butterfly we all know and love. Man, so many cards in hand for Gamjatang. I wonder if he could make a second fusion. Oh, he will be special summoning another. Will be the rabbit. Keep in mind, this is... Oh, it returns successfully. Oh my god. Another fusion. Does he have like 3 Lunas in hand? Like no hand trap? Okay. Thankfully no. I say thankfully, like, you know, he's literally already dead. 0 attack. Look at that board, guys. Literally farmed. 5200. 3 extra deck monsters. 2 of them being put in the same turn. That's... Whoa. 9-5. And we're not talking about a job here. Well, Switcheroo, I was mentioning towards the beginning of this match that they do desperately need this win, and by the time it was 7-2, I was eager to say that it is pretty good for them. That, you know, there is such a discrepancy between the wins from both of them. But getting a little maybe too close for comfort as far as RD is concerned. But so 20 cards on Sartorius. Because it's not his turn yet, we are unable to see if that is light barrier. But I check the match report of Switcheroo real quick. And that's just one set. Okay. Where's that match report? Okay. So last week, when Switcheroo lost 10-3 against Duel Links, Uno, one of the members on that roster, and this roster, coincidentally, was playing Arcana Swap, Lunalight. And we are not seeing any light barrier. They do have players that play light barrier Tramid, but we are not seeing it. So this tells me that that Sov could be playing that Arcana Swap skill with perhaps Lunalight. It's something we have seen out of these out of this team in particular. What other skill does Sartorius have, though? Trying to think, but I'm not finding much. Oh, Tenki? Okay. This just confirms to me it's most likely Arcana swap Luna Lights. Yep. That's the mirror. Lunalight Arcana swap. Saber Dancer. Interesting. He's gonna add a Lunalight fusion off of the Martin. Very curious as to how, you know, Saber Dancer had to be the monster, but so intends to go for game here. That's usually something you rarely try to do in the Lunalight mirror. Usually whoever has the highest card count with the Cat Dancer left on the field, that's the dude who wins usually. But yeah, he really intends to go for it. There's a spider, and that's gonna be 2 attacks. Of course, if there's a hand trap involved, that would be pretty bad, but Sov has not revealed a purple butterfly just yet. So he could still be playing around that potential destiny draw. Let's see, does he have... Oh, it's in the grave. Okay, that's going to be another monster. Well, that's an early temperance. Well, he kind of had to deal with that. And opts to not give the destiny draw, of course. Tenki, once again. He said, "You're activating Tenki, I'm activating Tenki." Again. Bird, Martin. Love to see that combo. And I think this is probably game, unless Sov has... Unless Sov has something like a sphere create, or you know, temperance. Those attacks onto the rabbit have to stop somehow, and it's going to be Saber Dancer. Once again, they don't really like their Cat Dancers lethal plays, don't they? It's straight up that okay, 4,000 for game, and this one goes into Gamjatang's favor. So he, as the anchor, managed to get 4 wins total. What a play. Right, there are 2 more players on the side of Switcheroo, Uno and Act, ACT. I see you that for that fantasy. I'm curious to see who, you know, who's having King Halo for their fantasy team. I think quite a lot of people must have picked someone from Switcheroo this week, considering the situation, the high stress situation that Switcheroo is in currently, where they have to win both of these 2 games remaining. King Halo certainly put them in that position, and Shuhei did his best to make that a reality. But now there's still one last hurdle to hop over, which is Gamjatang. we'll be waiting for Switcheroo to send their next player. Even though it is the last deck, they still have to make sure that they choose the best deck out of the 4 remaining. And in the meantime, well, you can check some of our media. You can see in the middle of the screen, just below the prepare next match text there. We have our Discord server where we keep everything in there. We have our headquarters in there, you could say. We have the Twitter where we post important news related to Team Wars when matches go live, some cool stuff during the week, and our YouTube channel where we put those VODs up for you to watch. And well, right now we are on the Twitch channel, so if you want to be up with all of the streams, you can follow and, well, yeah, keep an eye on when we go live. Enough with that, we have ACD coming to the table, Act. So Rex, that is your fantasy there, although he literally just needs one win. So if he loses, well, that's not gonna be the best, but we have Melodious coming through for Act. Let me check the schedule real quick. Right, Garnstein going first. He's thinking. This is quite weird, right, guys? It's, well, obviously it's Halloween, so it's like weird by default. You know, have all those kids coming to you in Rona times. Okay, one set, that's not nice. But we're gonna assume Gadgetang has a couple of hand traps to his name. But also daylight savings has changed in Europe, and I woke up at like 1:20 p.m. my time, and like 10 minutes later I found out I have to send a message to start the game in 1 hour, which was this one. So I'm kind of glad I woke up at the right time and not as I initially wanted to, like around 2 p.m. my time. So in other words, once again we will be starting with Chopina in hand. I believe it's like the 3rd or 4th time we see Chopina in the hand. It makes me think maybe these players, like, how many Chopinas do they run that they always open it? But it is just RNG at the end of the day. Chopina, I do believe it's like the better one of the two. Mozarta's nice, but if you start with her in a hand, it's gonna remain in a hand. I tell you that much. Luna Lido Fusion. The OCG name of this archetype is Moonlight. Moonlight, Lunalight. I like Moonlight a little more. Just because of the songs, you know. And nonetheless, Crimson Fox. With the Fox already in the grave, that means that there is one target effect to be negated. Although this Cat Dancer won't be going twice per game. Keep in mind that even if there was a target effect or something along the lines of that, disregarding the score, it would be game thanks to the 24 to 24 plus the 2000. Pain. Yeah. You say I'm a little knowledgeable about that. Alrighty, so adds back the score. That's a recursion that can happen literally every single turn for as long as Ganjtang has just one attack available to him. You do want your Cat Dancer to be able to attack more than once, and especially want to have two Cat Dancers attack twice each. So that is what Ganjtang has to look out for. Abuse that normal summon and you know, try slowly but surely to go for that position. Only if Act lets him do that though, because there is a Soprano coming through. Mozara special summoning it makes me think he's gonna immediately fuse using Mozara. Chopina already has activated her effect to get back the score. There's Bloom Diva. Any bloomers in the chat? Any bloomers? I'm a bloomer. Okay, bloomer. Spear Kuribo at least denies that attack, but we will be having 3 set cards. There is one Fox in the Grave though, but also in Act's hand there is a score. Good to see everything is going well. Since you know we have so many games going on at the same time. When is my next game starting? Oh, it's in like 1 hour and a half, so it's plenty of time. Oh, treacherous trap hole. Well, Foxcan is doing negate that, so you need a second one, and of course, why would you ever TTH with a Fox in the Grave if you do not have a second TTH? Goodbye, Cat Dancer. Goodbye, Purple Butterfly. That's just it, right? That's gotta be it. No way do I see Ganjtang try to return from this. And there we see one set card. If it was a tanky, I'm sure he would have activated it. And we have seen Chalice from him. So Chalice is not gonna help much here. Yeah, well, there's the Chalice, but you know, any normal summon here is game. Even Soprano. Well, thankfully though, we do know that Act is relying on the top deck for a monster, and thankfully for Ganjtang it's not the case. So he is free to live for one more turn, but really, what can you do with just one card? Not even White Rabbit can help you here, and it's the end phase. I'm just gonna assume it's something like a hand trap at this point. It's only going to delay the inevitable, I feel like. Soprano being added to the hand successfully, and well, just game on the board. Delay on attack. Swing, 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 and bada bing bada boom, that's game. Act 1-0, saving the fantasy leagues, saving Switcheroo for still being in that playoffs contention. Sad for hashtag there. A very valiant effort towards the end for Ganjtang though. I do want to remind you, they were down 8-2 before he came around and made it just a little more closer. Made Switcheroo really work for it. So very good from that aspect. And yeah, Switcheroo once again hard loss last week against Duel Links Latam, the lowest ranked team within the group, but we know how how the lower ranked teams upset heavily last week. So with that, once again, congratulations to the boys. And we're gonna be looking for someone to raid. We will be raiding, I think... Yeah, I think we want to raid Dark Negrafear. He is streaming Pharaohs versus S10, which is quite a good match, if you would ask me. And the game just started, so you will not miss anything at all. So with that, let's manage the prediction. Switcheroo won as predicted by 71% of the total gem count. And I'll be seeing you pretty soon because I will be casting another game. Duel Links Latam up against Duel Links Taiwan at 12 PM. So stay tuned. Have a lot of Team Wars action today. And yeah, see you guys around.